32 years and 2 days ago today, I waited at the altar for the most beautiful bride I've ever seen to come and take my hand. The moment took my breath away, and I will cherish that memory forever. Today, it was my honor to return down the aisle with another breathtakingly beautiful bride in a moment I'm sure Brady will never forget. I imagine those of you that knew Bailey when she was little are probably a little bit surprised that her walk down the aisle this evening didn't include somersaults and cartwheels. She definitely kept us on our toes.
Take me back to when I found my heart, broke it here, made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Brady since we were 2 years old, when our parents decided to change the course of history and move in next door to each other. We fought with lightsabers in the front yard, we battled in Yu-Gi-Oh! In our garages, we played Halo together, and if you haven't figured it out, we were definitely the coolest kids in elementary school. No one said it, but they knew it. They knew we were the coolest kids around.
The way you make me feel, it's real. We watch the sunset over the castle lonely.
Imagine my surprise when, after freshman year, Brady and Bailey come home for winter break, and I'm like, hey, you and Bailey seem to be like pretty friendly. And he goes, yeah, we're dating. And I was like, what? Oh my gosh. And I was over the moon because my two best friends had found each other, and they were dating and getting to know each other, and they were falling in love.
Take me back to when we found weekend jobs, when we got paid. We'd buy cheap spirits and drink them straight. Me and my friends.
And we look back on our lives, and we're gonna smile. We're just gonna look and say, it's been a good life together. And I look forward to all those times that we have for the rest of our lives.
I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real. We watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill.
The power vested in me in the state of Missouri, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Up in Dublin by our mom running into our room and telling us that Bailey and Brady were going to get engaged.
It was a crazy morning, only our second day in Dublin, and Emma and I were half awake trying to get ready.
Now, Bailey is not one to show a ton of emotion, but we could tell she had never been happier. She kept taking looks at her ring whenever she thought nobody was looking, and it all seemed like it was going really well, until suddenly it wasn't.
The day after the engagement, we were due to leave Dublin and travel to our next location. After several hours in the bus, we decided to step out to a beautiful castle on the Irish countryside.
So after like 10 minutes of me walking in the freezing cold and pouring down rain, we caught up with a guided tour group. And the guide, he was talking about the castle and told us we were standing inside the old chapel. And then he asked, is anybody in this group engaged? He said that the legend has it that if people who are engaged walk from one end of the chapel to the other end of the chapel, their engagement will be cursed.
As he said this, Bailey and Brady exited the other half of the chapel.
Fast forward a year and a half and 2 wedding dates,
3 venues.
And one global pandemic later,
we can finally admit that yes, there indeed was a curse. We know that the hardest part is behind you because after you walk down the aisle, that curse was broken.
Please raise your glasses to the new couple and to a night of well-mannered frivolity. To Brady and Bailey.